Hi folks, Dave with dbstechtalk. Today we're going to talk about gaming. What I experience in gaming, what I look for in gaming, what games I play, and what I play on, and how it all kind of combines together and what I use for enjoyment. Now this isn't going to be a very in-depth review, but it will just talk about my experience overall. First and foremost, I want to give a friendly reminder to check out the links down below. There will be information regarding the gear listed. Also, there will be information for my favorite games where you can purchase them. Also, be information for what headphones that I use for gaming, and also just random other stuff that's down there, playlists I use for other reviews, my recommended gear for all that, and a place that you can find out how you can support me, how you can contact me, and like, comment, and subscribe. All right, all that's out of the way. First and foremost, I am a gamer on PlayStation 4 and hopefully soon a PlayStation 5. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm a PlayStation gamer. I used to do some PC gaming and kind of got out of that just because expense and just hardware was very expensive and hard to keep up with, and it's PC gaming is a very expensive world of gaming. Console gaming can be a lot cheaper, dependent on how you use it. And so now, instead of using all kinds of other controllers and all kinds of gear, I am a remote gamer, and I don't use any other real gear. I do have a sim rig that I break out every now and then and play around with, but for the most part I'm just using the controller. So what games do I play? I am a very casual gamer for the most part. I only maybe game a couple days a week for a couple hours max, unless I'm doing a race. So the games that I mainly play are Assetto Corsa Competizione, Assetto Corsa, Project Cars, F1. The most current one that I have is 2019. Probably will be getting the new one when it releases. If it's already out, I may be getting it. Also, I do some sports games. Madden and FIFA tend to be my main ones. I also do play some NBA. A little bit, not very good at it. In fact, I'm not good at anything, but I kind of try. And NBA, NHL is fun to get in fights with. And then I do a little bit of first-person shooters. Call of Duty and Battlefield are kind of the two that I play a little bit of, but I'm not really big on it. I used to be real big into first-person shooters, and for personal reasons, I have dropped out of those. And I only use them kind of to test gear. I don't really play it very much, so I'm not current on any of that genre. And pretty much everything else, it's just, hey, I got a free demo, I'll try it out, or things like that. I'm not much on gaming. Most of my gaming experience is in race form, or also in FIFA. That's pretty much the only two that I play on a regular basis. As far as gear that I use pretty much just a straight sound out of the PlayStation 4 Pro, and I have no problems with it. I connect it via HDMI into my little Thone and Vander soundbar system that I have here in the office, and I jam away. Or I will use headphones. And for the longest time, I was only doing the headphone jack out from the controller into an amplifier. That way I could have volume control. And it worked all right. The amplifier that I used is actually a little Mayflower Electronics CMOI amplifier. And it's a very simple, straightforward device, has plenty of power for gaming, and it works very well for volume control. So on the back you have a power input. You can either charge it. It does have a battery, and it lasts about 10 to 12 hours, so you can get a good day's worth of gaming out of it. Or you can leave it plugged in and just use it that way, and it works very well. And then you have an input, which is 3.5, and then on the front you have 3.5 out. And a little green LED comes on when you turn the volume knob on or off, and that's it. It's a very straightforward, simple, and easy device. Love this thing. Costs about 75 bucks. You can use it as a portable device if you want to connect it to your cell phone or a DAP or anything like that. Works just fine. Has plenty of power for IEMs and easy to drive headphones. The cables that I use is just this cheap little 3.5 millimeter cable that is about 2.5 foot long. And then if I need something a little bit longer, I just have this old mono price 3.5. That's a beast, but it's a lot longer at about 4 foot, and I connect this and it works very well. Both of those cables work extremely well. If I can find them, I'll put a link down below. But the CMOI works very well, and that was my control for the most part for the longest time. So I just did it like this. You plug your input in here, and then you put your output just like that, and it worked great. And for the longest time I did that, I was content. It's a lot better than just plugging headphones in directly to the remote. And then I got contacted by Soundblaster, and they asked if I would try out the G3. And I was like, sure. I don't use it, I won't use it very often, but I'll give it a shot. And they were like, just give us your thoughts and opinions on it, and you can keep it. And I was like, awesome. All right, well, I'll see what I can do for it. And I'm not influenced at all by Soundblaster and my opinion for the G3. They haven't said anything about what needs to be said in this review, other than it just needs to be my honest opinion and what is my use case for it. So no influences whatsoever, and I'm a very casual gamer, and very just easygoing. I do not use microphones. I do not chat online very often at all, unless somebody wants to specifically talk to me, and then I will somehow find a way to connect a microphone. The other gaming headsets that I have tried and used are the Vocal Erupt, and also the ADV Nismo and Nismo Junior. Excuse me. Dropped my cable on the floor. So my gaming experiences are very limited, but chat function online is not a priority for me, and I do not use it. If I am gaming online, I stay quiet, and I just mind my own business, and apologize through typing through the text function of the PlayStation if I need to apologize for wrecking somebody or causing an accident, which happens quite a bit actually. But I don't do a whole lot of online gaming either. I'm very much a solo person, and I love to do campaigns and career modes in racing, and just try to get awesome and best and amazing, and see how many awards I can win, and see if I can win the championship on hardest level. Online gaming just doesn't really appeal to me. So with that being said, how does the Soundblaster G3 apply for mine? Well, first of all, you need to understand what I'm looking for when it comes to sound in a game. So I use IEMs when I'm gaming mostly. I find that IEMs are more detailed and give me a more overall picture of what I'm looking for when it comes to gaming, especially in racing games. So most of my gaming does come in the form of an IEM. Currently, right now, my IEMs of choice for gaming are the Audiophile AF 1120s, and also the Meze Ray Solos. Another one that was really good for it is the Empire Ears Zeus by Massdrop. And so I find that comfort-wise, the 1120 Mark IIs from Audiophile are perfect. They're good size, they isolate nicely, and they block out outside noises. and I don't hear my fan running and all kinds of other things. I don't hear the dogs barking or anything like that. So I'm just able to concentrate on the race that I am performing at that time. As far as the overall sound signature that I'm looking for a average to a slightly larger size soundstage. I don't want something grand. I don't want something super massive, but I don't want it to be really intimate either. I want to be able to hear all the peripherals and everything, and it be spaced out and be available out there, but I don't want it to be crammed in my head either, but I don't want it to be so vast that I have to concentrate on what I'm hearing, but I want to be able to just pick it up very naturally and very quick. The other thing that I want a very light sounding bass that is somewhat linear or a little rolled off in the sub bass. Does not have to be super rumbly, doesn't have to be mega impactful, but it has to have enough of a texture and tonality to be able to pick up those nuances and those sounds, and to be able to hear the grunt and the groan of the engine, the rumble strips and things like that, so that I can pick those details up, but yet not have them being bombastic in my ears. Then I want the mids to be fairly flat and close to a neutral. I want them to have a natural tone to them. That way when vocals come through and I'm in a race car and I'm listening to the engine and I'm listening to the road and I'm listening to my tires sliding and all that, I'll be able to hear my crew chief or my spotters and stuff like that, be able to tell me where things are. I'll also be able to place other cars and surrounding sounds. And then I want the treble to be somewhat a little bit accentuated, to be a little bit forward, bring in some detail and some air and give some presence, and also bring in some of that soundstage airiness to it. And so that's kind of the sound that I'm looking for when it comes to games. Now your gaming experience may be different, but for me, I'm kind of looking for a more linear with a slight accented treble sound signature. So that's the reason why I go with IEMs, and that's why I tend to like the AF 1120 Mark IIs from Audiophile, the Empire Ears Zeus, and also the Meze Ray Pentas, as those three seem to really be able to present the information that I'm looking for. Also, they're also very comfortable for me to wear in my ear. All right, getting back to the Soundblaster. The Soundblaster G3. Now, this is a very small USB-C DAC amp gaming edition, basically, and it's my first Soundblaster experience other than what's kind of been built into my PCs back in the day. And you know, those were always sound cards or, you know, something along those lines. This is my first actual DAC amp from Soundblaster, and it's a little itty-bitty thing. Comes in this extremely small box, and it has a Game Voice mix feature, mobile remote app support, plug and play via USB-C, and I found it was just very straightforward and easy to use. When you open up the box, you get some paperwork, which I do recommend. It has a bunch of various things that explains a lot of things, and then warranty information, which comes in handy, and some more information. Now, I do not use this completely as everything that is detailed in the paperwork. So if I recommend that you read the link down below. It'll explain a whole lot more that this thing can do. I only use this based off of my PlayStation 4 that sits over there in the other corner. So you get a couple of pieces of hardware. You get a USB to USB-C adapter. This is important if you have a PlayStation that does not have USB-C like I do, so that you can plug this in to where you plug in your remotes to control them or to charge them or anything like that. You plug this in, then you can plug in your USB-C. The device is very simple, very small. Over here it has a mic button for mute, unmute, has mic volume, and then on the other side it has mixing and volume. And so it depends on if you're using voice chat, you would put it on the mixing side, or if you're just doing the volume out, you'll put it there. And then also you have volume for volume out. On the back side here, you have optical, microphone, and headphone. And that's optical line in, so if you want to run line out from something and line into this, you can use this as a DAC, and then you can do headphones, and of course you have your plug-in for your microphone and your headphones. So if you have a microphone like this, you can plug in for your gaming experience. Then there's a little button on here that turns on the EQ version of capabilities of the device, and also there is a app for Android and iOS and PC that controls various other functions. And I really find that app to be interesting because you can change the EQs, and it has a bunch of presets on it, and it has a bunch of games listed. And in fact, it has several games that I play. And so I found that to be quite interesting. So it's got different genres. It's got FPS, sports, stadium, things like that. And then also it has a setting for Project Cars, and it has a setting for driving simulation. It has one for stadium, and I really enjoy those because I can use a stadium one when I'm playing FIFA or playing Madden, and it really puts you in the mood. It makes you feel like you're on the field and the fans are around you and the commentators are talking to you. It's quite an experience. I really enjoy it. It's very immersive sounding. And then if you put it into driving simulation mode, it is very well balanced to exactly the way I want to hear things, and it brings forward my crew chief, and it brings forward my vocals that I need to hear so I can hear things, and it brings in all the details. And I really enjoy the little G3 from Soundblaster. It's a very effective device. Now it does a whole lot of other stuff that I don't use it for. As I said, it does the voice mixing and all that. Recommend you watch other reviews for that, and because I'm not a gamer and I'm not a gamer reviewer of any sort, but I am a guy who likes to tinker around and play games, and uses his little PlayStation to relax and chill. And so if you are a casual gamer that uses PlayStation 4 in a similar way that I do, and I assume this would work with an Xbox also, I do not have one, or anything else. I know it works with PC and iOS devices. If you're just a casual gamer like me and you need something to control some volume and maybe do some EQ, and you just want to use your PlayStation to do it all, it's very straightforward and easy. You just connect your little adapter, plug that into your PlayStation, and then you take your, if you have a really long cord on your device, on your headphones, you can plug it into your headphone port in here and control the volume there. But I find that because I sit about 8 feet away from my TV and my PlayStation, I need something that's a little bit closer to me. So I just plug in my headphones. So this goes into the PlayStation. My headphones go right here, or my 3.5 goes there. And then I take my little CMOI amp and I plug that in there. And I can take my headphones and plug them into my CMOI, and now I have my volume control. And I max the volume out on the G3, so it's pushing out the volume. And then I take my phone, which is recording the video, so I can't do that. I open up the app, and I select the EQ, and I change it, and you'll hear it kind of change in your ears a little bit. And I'm off to gaming, and I'm enjoying it. It's a very simple, straightforward device that I truly enjoy, and I thank Soundblaster for providing it to me, and I thank them for gifting it to me. It was actually what I was looking for, and I didn't even know it. I was just using the straight sound out of my PlayStation and thought it was fine, but when I heard the G3, it opened up my experience even more and made it more enjoyable. So I know this is a strange video for me, and I'm sorry that I can't give more details and more information, but I thought that it might be interesting for some of you to know what your reviewer is as far as when he talks about gaming and what he's looking for and what he uses. But there you go. Simple and easy. Now you understand, hopefully, a little bit more. Hey, check out the links down below for where you can buy the G3 and also for more technical information that'll be available. Highly recommend you watch other videos if you're interested in buying the G3. Also down below links on all kinds of information regarding DBS Tech Talk. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Dave with DBS Tech Talk. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.